Hey, you're on the line with Kyle Henderson. Who am I on the line with and where are you calling in from?
Hey, what's up, Kyle? It's Matt down in Mobile.
So, Matt, I appreciate you joining us, man. Come with it. Welcome to the show.
I think I've changed my mind on DeBoer. I was really upset right after the Florida State loss. I think we need to give him 4 years minimum. Let him build what he wants and give him the time. I think that we are doing him a huge disservice for calling for his firing and wanting to make the change and everything like that, because we're hurting the recruiting and we're hurting the future of Alabama football. Who are we going to get if we get rid of DeBoer? I think it'll be a disaster if we get rid of DeBoer and we don't support him for at least 4 years minimum. Give him the time to get all of his recruits in there. Give him the benefit of the doubt. No matter how bad we do these first 3 years, keep supporting DeBoer and talking positive, and give him a chance. So that's kind of been like my epiphany I've had the last couple of days is like, wait a second, if we get rid of DeBoer, who are we going to go with? It's going to be worse. It's going to destroy the recruiting. It's going to be worse. We need to give it time and not freak out.
I think you got to be an absolute dog as a head football coach. I mean, the other coaches are all alphas, and if you don't have that presence, I think you kind of get ran over. Anything else, Matt, before we move on to the next caller?
No, it might not be. That might not be DeBoer. How was DeBoer able to motivate all of his other teams for the last 10 years?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
How was he able to motivate them? Mm-hmm. It's not a location. It's not a location in the United States. That's the problem. It's not about the South versus it. How is he able to motivate everybody else? Mm-hmm. He's won everywhere he's been. I say we keep our mouth shut until he has his 4 years.
Yeah, but Matt,
stop being a whiny pout and whine and everything like that.
The problem is, Matt, though, he's won everywhere else except the SEC. Everywhere else does not exist, the SEC.
He's only been there 1 year. We were saying the same thing about Saban his first year. We were saying the same thing. Saban had a worse record than DeBoer his first year. I'm saying keep things in perspective. Look at the facts. DeBoer had a better first year than Saban. I'm saying look at the facts.
Go to the old school. Hey, good morning. You're on the line with Kyle Henderson. Who am I on the line with and where are you calling in from?
Hey, Kyle. It's Alyssa Mitchell from Macon, Georgia.
Hey, Alyssa, I appreciate you even told me at the beginning it would be a 478 that you'd be calling from. So I put that as 0 for 3 to start out. But Alyssa with the, inside the chat, appreciate you calling in again. I know you called last week. Welcome into the program. Hope you're off to a good Friday. Alyssa, come with it.
Okay. So first off, I just want to say, you all know I am a Bama fan for life. We could go 0-12, and I'm still Roll Tide. But with that being said, I'm also a realist, and I feel like I need to give them a little tough love. So as far as my score prediction goes, I'm not going to predict on this team anymore until they give me a reason to predict on them. I've got zero confidence right now. So that's my prediction, unfortunately. And then my bold statement is to the coaches and the players. If you want to be paid like big dogs, we need to see some big dogs on the sidelines and on the field. I need to see some headsets being thrown. I need to see some guys being buried in the dirt. And if you don't want to play to the Bama standard, y'all, take your check, sit on the sideline, and hop your butt in the transfer portal in December, because the fans, we don't deserve that performance from this past Saturday.
Let me ask you a question, Alyssa. Last weekend you called in and you said that particular game against Florida State was such a marquee game for Alabama in terms of the branding, right? And kind of setting the tone for where Alabama's at. I mean, talk about that with coming out the loss and how you think that might impact that. Does it impact the brand? Does it impact the way that people view Alabama? Because I certainly do. Now you're going to hear, you thought Tommy Castellanos was going to talk. Now everybody, he even has merchandise. So more people are going to continue to talk about Alabama and pump their chest when they play the Crimson Tide.
Right, exactly. And that's why that was my bold statement last weekend. The brand is being questioned. I've had to hide at work. That's why I'm saying this weekend we got to show people something. They need to show us something. It's like you do such a great job. The Undefeated does such a great job. The fans do such a great job. We study these guys in the off season. We watch film. We gas these guys up. And then Saturday, come on, it hurt. It hurt. So, like I said, if you don't want to be here, take your check and sit on the sideline. But we deserve better. So, I believe in this team. I believe, one game at a time, we could come out and look completely different this weekend. That's what I'm hoping. And, roll Tide.
All right. I appreciate the call. Thanks for calling in, Alyssa. I'll catch you in the comment box. Hey, good morning. You're on the line with Kyle Henderson. Who am I on line with and where are you calling in from? Calling in. Who am I on line with and where are you calling in from?
Hey, Kyle. This is Camille. I'm calling in from Atlanta, Georgia, Bulldog Country.
Hey, Camille. I appreciate you calling in from ATL. Yeah, it must be tough to be an Alabama football fan, live in Georgia, Tennessee, right? Those are like two of the enemy line territories. Or like, can you imagine if you live in like Tallahassee? My goodness. Anyways, Camille, welcome to the show. I appreciate you calling in. Come with it.
Yeah, I'm not going to be on long. I'm just saying this, and I don't mean to be like the wet blanket. I think I'm going to my husband's a Georgia fan. My sons are. My daughters and I, we're on the good side. We're Alabama fans. We're going to the games this weekend. I think that one caller who was talking about, how fans get down and talking really bad about the coach, how it can hurt recruitments and stuff. I still want the fan base to show up. We still got to make, Tuscaloosa a place people don't want to go to play in. Like, we got to do our part. But at the same time, I think we are truly seeing who we got as a coach. And I don't know the man personally, so I don't want to sit here and badmouth him, but I just get like big Mark Richt energy from him. I just very, very passive. I get it. It's a tough position. Nobody would want to come in after Saban. I wouldn't want to try to take it over. But what's concerning to me is just the lackadaisical. Even in the interviews, I was just really shocked at just how passive he seems to be. And Womack's a whole nother situation. I wasn't impressed with him last year. I'm still not impressed with him this year. I'm not saying, I don't want to be a fair weather fan. I'm going to be an Alabama fan if we never win another game. That's just it. But I truly think that people, I get trying to be positive. I get that, and I respect that. But I think people need to be prepared that what you're seeing, that's what you got. And, you had 8 months to prepare for this. You had the Florida State quarterback. You got Gus there now, and that's all you could do was that on your opener. That's very concerning to me because you got LSU, you got Georgia. I just have a feeling we're in for a tough season. Like I said, it ain't going to change my commitment to Alabama whatsoever, and I hope the fan base stays up and supports these guys. But I think we're in trouble, Kyle. You got, and I call him Big for Nothing Proctor out there. He shows me absolutely nothing. There's no drive. There's no passion. I don't know if there's something going on in the locker room. I feel like there's a lack of leadership all the way around. I'm going to end it with this. I just feel like we're in for a tough season. I hate to say it, but I feel like we got to own it and just try to stick through it.
Camille, before you go, I have to ask a question because you said your husband was a Georgia fan. All right. So I have to ask you, does he have like selective amnesia? Because the reason I ask this is because all these Georgia fans, they forget all the time. Alabama, what have they won? Like the last 10 out of 12 or something like that. So does they, and like even last year, like Georgia fans still feel like they won that game. So what is it like? Is it, does he feel that way or does he understand kind of, who the team is, at least for now?
Well, I'm going to tell you, He's on his way to Athens right now with the boys, and me and the girls head out tomorrow for Tuscaloosa. And I have to give my husband credit. He's actually not that way. He's actually one of the Georgia fans I can stomach, because the rest of them around here, you know, they don't care what you tell them the records are. They still think they're just the greatest thing ever. But I know my husband, he's actually not like that at all. He's always had incredible respect for Coach Saban and what he's done. No, he's very, very, in a way, now I'll tell you like this. I heard one Georgia fan say, "Oh, we want Alabama at their best when we play them." All y'all need to quit lying, because every single one of you Bulldogs know if Alabama's at the best, you're going to lose, period. So don't tell me that. You want Alabama to stay the way they are. And he's honest. He was like, you know, it is nice to kind of think that maybe we're going to have a chance to beat them, because, you know, he'll tell you the truth. He's like, no, Alabama seems to have our number every year. So I'm fortunate in that. He's a very good Georgia fan to deal with. Or we wouldn't be married 16 years if that was the case.
100%. All right. I appreciate it, Camille. Thanks for the call. And great call.
All right. Y'all have a good weekend.
See ya.
Thank you.
See ya.
Bye-bye.
All right.